Good morning, everyone. Welcome to week 5. At the end of this week, we would have finished the first half of the term, and I must tell you, you all have done a very good job. These slides aren't easy, but you're doing the best you can, and you'll know we're always here as your teachers to help you if ever you need. Start with English and writing. You're going to learn to understand the structural features of informative text. Now, the structural features are the elements that you need within it and how it's structured. So, you've got your images of the information that you're giving, and with labels, that's part of it. You've got the introduction, the body and conclusion, and all the elements that you would need. Information texts are generally structured differently to persuasive because you're not trying to persuade the audience and change their mind. Information text is simply pumping out the information, giving them the facts only. So here we go. When we write information reports, it is important that we organize ideas in a way that helps a reader understand the information more clearly. Before we write, it can be a good idea to identify the topics you want to write about and organize your ideas into groups using a mind map. Mind maps. Just remember, a mind map looks like this. Those type of things. So you've got the main idea in the middle and other ideas around the outside. That's a mind map. Imagine you were going to write a report on Australia. Oh, that's my house. What headings might you use to organize your ideas more effectively? Write 5 ideas for topics in the boxes below. So imagine you were writing about Australia. What headings might you use to organize your ideas? So think about it. Not Australia, but any country. So I would say for Australia, it'd be location on the globe. Is it Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere? Oh, that's right. Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere, size, population, things like that. Those type of headings, I would imagine that's about. Now, before you write about these ideas in detail, you should write a paragraph that introduces your topic. So every information text and persuasive text has to have your introduction. But again, the introduction doesn't have to be, it's not a persuasive one. It doesn't have to give you persuasive words. Like, this is the greatest place on earth or something. That's persuasive. That's giving your opinion to persuade others to have that opinion. No. So the introduction of an informative text is literally just giving the facts, telling them what they should know, how they should do it, the information that you're about to give them. Australia is the 5th largest country in the world. It is landlocked by water. It has 7 states. And then you go into more detail later on. Things like that. That's just the information. So like who, what, where, when, why. Or how could be there as well. Write a brief introduction to an informative piece of writing by yourself using the questions above. Those ones. Remember, it only needs to be 2 or 3 sentences long. A paragraph is only 2 or 3 sentences. Usually in persuasive texts, we ask you to do more than that. Because you're persuading someone, you want to give as much of the information that you're about to talk about in a persuasive text to the reader so it draws them in. But we're not doing that here, we're just giving facts. It doesn't have to be as long. Tell them what they need to know, then go into the details after that. Write about it, let's see what you do. And to be successful in this, I understand how information is organized into informative texts. Have a bit of fun with it, have a play with it, it should be fun. Now, synonyms. We're going to help, here's some big words for you, we're going to broaden your personal lexicon. That just means get you to know more words. I like to use big words though, because that's what we're doing. Synonyms. Think of 5 interesting synonyms for the following adjectives. 5. Not 3, not 2, not 1, 5. But I don't know 5. Oh, there's Big, yeah, it's already there. Enormous, huge. No, that's it, I'm done. I'm good. No. Why would I say no? Write down or type down all the ones you know. Huge, large. And I'm drawing a mind blank. What electronic device could I possibly use now? Oh, I wish I knew. Mom, I don't know what I'm doing. No, you do. Google search it. You know the word synonym. So you type in small after you've written them all down. Oh, we'll stick with the big thing because I've already done that one. So huge, large. So I go to this. I will write big synonym. It even says in English. Wow. So the word big synonym. Look at all of these words right there. Once you have written all the ones that you know, that you can think of, I want you to fill the gap by Google searching the synonyms. But do your ones first. Remember, do your ones first. It's about what you think. We're trying to broaden it. So we want to know firstly what you know, maybe even color code it. Do the ones you know in black, and then maybe do the ones you've looked up in blue. Because then, trust me, it's not that you didn't know them, you know them now. That's what it's all about. We're teaching you stuff. So do that. If you're watching this video, do that. Talk to the teachers. We'll try. Oh, hiccup. We might have to think of something. We'll think of something special to give you if you can do that. We might put little Easter eggs like this in all of it. Now, use some of your ideas to substitute in synonyms and make the following sentence more awesome. It says interesting. I reckon awesome. Some small boy ate a nice big donut. Write them down. Think of it. Have fun with it. Spelling list. Write your spelling lists out once and write one sentence. This instruction changes every day. The numbers here go up. The amount you need to write goes up. We need you to read instructions now. Our phoneme of the week is the N. So medicine, numerator, November, magazine, mnemonic. And notice how they don't all start with the N. Look, gnome, silent G, mnemonic, silent P. There's another one here, silent G again, gnat. Oh, I said I said mnemonic. It's pneumatic. Sorry, I make mistakes too. After crunch and sip, you are doing the questioner. You're reading for 15 minutes and you're asking questions to the audience, not to yourself, as if you were asking questions, as if you've read it out loud to us and you want to give us questions, because that's what we were doing in our reciprocal reading. And make them again open-ended. Open-ended questions are not yes or no questions. Open-ended mean there are more than one answer, depending on the the interpretation or the comprehension of the reader, or in this case, listener. Next, after recess. So again, look, have a look at this. We've given you crunch and sip here, then we've given you the reader, and then we've given you recess. It's read a book for 15 minutes and answer the questions. This could, if you put a lot of effort into this, it takes you about half an hour. Okay, really put some effort in. Think of possible answers if you want to, but give it some time. Again, thinking process. What the difference is the same as subtraction and take away. So when we say what is the difference, it means using subtraction to find it. Thinking strategies, once again, write them down. Do not give us the answer. Do not just tell us the answer. We want to know how you got the answer. We can't hear you say it, so we want to see what you're thinking by you typing it down. Type as you go. So I would start with, personally, I would trade the 110 to give me 11 in the ones column. No, the ones column. I would, because if I tried to do, if I had 1 and I tried to take 2 away, I'd have -1. So I'd use treating. Now we're doing word problems similar to what we did with number talk. This is, again, and similar to our synonyms theme. Again, try to broaden the big words, your personal lexicon. The amount of words that you know and use during the day and on a daily basis. We're trying to give you more. Now, please, first read some of the different words that mean add and subtract. So, using these words, you will learn how to solve word problems. There are going to be, join this, when you combine these two numbers, what is left over? Those type of things. So when you combine 4 and 6 together, what is left over? 10. But it's when you add those together, oh, what is left over? No, what is it? Yeah, it's not quite right, is it? What is left over when you have 6 and you take 4 away? What is left over? That should not be in subtraction. Depends how you say it, I guess. But I would have thought a leftover would mean what is left. Arguments can be made. But there's heaps. We've got add, altogether, both, combine. How many? Increase, join, plus, sum, together, total, and add. Deduct, detract, decrease by, difference. How many more? How many left? Leftover. Minus, reduce, remains, remove, subtract, take away. I would think even, look, addition words, we've got total here and leftover. I would argue, personally, that they would be synonyms for equals. So maybe we don't have that here yet. Maybe, just maybe, it's in the other one for equals. You can put both in. Learn stuff, guys. Learning stuff. Then read these steps carefully. Okay, steps for learning, for solving word problems. Read the problem carefully. That's the first step. I like to reread the question multiple times if I need to, just so I can comprehend what it's trying to tell me. Underline the facts you will need to solve the problem. Remember, a lot of word problems give you extra information you don't need. You've got to underline what you need only. Draw them out, basically. Draw a picture if needed, to help you solve the problem. It's happened to me before. I've had to draw plenty of pictures just to visualize what I'm doing. And do you notice that that one requires you to use your eyes? This one requires you to use your pencil. This one requires you to use your pencil. Write a number sentence for the problem. This requires you to use your pencil. Solve the problem. Requires you to use your pencil. Show your work. Requires you to use a pencil and paper. And check your answers. Always check your answers by using pencil and paper. Do you see a theme? I think I do. Not one of them said, oh, so read it, try and think of it, visualize it, do it in your head, and then pray that you got it right. No, it didn't say that, did it? Mathematics is about working things out on paper. Use a pencil. Always use a pencil. Mathematicians always use a pencil. Prohibited to use pen. And you should guess why. Because in mathematics, we always make mistakes, which is why the 6th part here is check your answers. If you make a mistake, erase it out. But always show your working out as well. And if your working out is wrong, put a cross through it, but don't rub it out. Do another working out. Okay? But show us. Show us as your teacher where you made the mistake. It's about your thinking process. If it's clear you forgot to carry something over, so be it. Do it again. Don't skimp out on the working out, guys. It's important. We're not lazy in stage 2 anymore. We're, we put an effort in. Here are your problems. At the river, 25 out of 55 salmon families went to warmer waters to avoid being frozen. How many salmon families were left in the river? So they've done it for you here. Underlined the most important parts. Okay, read the problem. Underline the key information. It's done that. Oh, sorry, this is the example, is it? So it's underlined, key information. They've drawn the picture. Write the number sentence out. Solve the problem. Check. This is the process you would do. And this is just on the slide. If you want to put it on paper, which I recommend, attach it using the, I'll save it to your computer and attach it using the add from, upload from computer, just to show your teacher, or send it through Dojo. There are 67 bird families living near the mountain. I would say this one would be important. If 32 birds, families, flew away for the winter, how many bird families, I know I've left the H, sorry, were left near the mountain? How many were left over? That's why it's there. But it's also asking you to solve the problem. Yeah, we want you to subtract to tell us how many are left over. So that's a subtraction question. You've got 2 slides of that. Please do them. Then we want you to do some fitness. You are going to complete these activities. Now, I copied and pasted this, so this could be there. I don't know. So just do these, then do those, then do those, then do those, and jog on the spot for 1 minute. Okay? Just one set. You're not limited to doing it just for this. I recommend you waking up in the morning or doing it 3 times a day, 2 times a day. Just keep yourself fitness. I'm learning to create a weekly fitness journal. So we want to see, it's all about journaling, especially during COVID times. We want to see your journal stuff. For the 5 weeks. So the next 5 weeks, I want to see it done. I am learning to better myself in body and mind. Exercise helps the mind. Which is why in COVID-19, the pandemic, extreme restrictions, they still allow you to exercise by 1 person each in the 5-kilometer radius, because exercise helps the mind. If you don't exercise, you get stressed. So just remember those things. Do these exercises. They'll help you out. Jog on the spot. Go for a walk. Look outside. Do these outside. It's fun. Now, watch this video on self-esteem and confidence. Well-being for children, resilience. Watch that. Look at the hiccups. Watch that. Imagine you are a teacher at school. In your classroom, you have a student who will sometimes yell at your students for no reason. So there's one of your peers is yelling at another one. Try to hide in the classroom. They like to hide. Will take a long time to do their work, and will often refuse to do group activities. One student. You have another student who doesn't play well with others. They will often take recess and lunch playtime too seriously. They continue to argue and push other students, and they always come back to class angry. So now we want you to list 5 changes you can make. If you were the teacher, this is all about you putting yourself in our shoes. What would you do to build the confidence of the first student? That's student 1. So I'll color code that for you. So that first one, yours isn't going to be color coded in there, but that's the first one. Oh, I moved it instead of doing the thing. And the second one is the bottom one. Highlight. Was that one? I'm not very good at colors. Yeah, it wasn't. Okay, and that one will go to that one. So 5 changes is all we want to see. If you want to do more, add another slide. But you're learning to understand your own well-being and how to help improve the people around us. It's not just about you. You've got to help others. You've got a responsibility to help other people in this world. Make sure their lives are as happy and safe as possible. And I can manage my own well-being and know ways to improve it. success criteria to manage yourself. So that's the first one, then that's the second one. Then have a bit of lunch. And you are learning about animals and habitats. What a wonderful thing. I am learning about the different habitats and how they meet the needs of animals and species around the world. I can sort many animals into these categories. We have a YouTube clip here. Watch the YouTube clip. We have here animal facts. So a habitat. So this is not telling you about the habitat of the animals, and it's talking about the habitats where the animals live. Habitat is where you live. So in grassland, grassland is large open areas with few trees. So grassland, mostly fields and paddocks. Tall grass and bushes, so little shrubs. They are called savannas in Africa. And then you got the desert, very dry and covered in sand, hot during the day. You got the wetlands, which can be salt water or fresh water. It's wherever it's wet. It's very shallow, and it's like swamp-like, has a damp smell. Forest is large areas with lots of trees and plants, plenty of shade. Forests actually have what's called microclimates as well. So if it's covered by canopy and it's in a hot area or something, it'll actually create what's called microclimates, which is where you get your ferns and your mosses growing. Different and those ferns and mosses and things are food for different animals and species. So something to think about. A lot of those microclimates, when they get warmer, if it's a cooler environment, reptiles might live. Just some information that I know. The ocean, large bodies of salt water, makes up pretty much 70% of the Earth. More than half of the Earth is covered. More, 70%-ish. The Arctic is a cold place. And the rainforest, also known as the jungle, filled with trees. Very hot and humid. It rains every day. Now down here, you are going to, where in the world? Write down at least one animal. At least. See, it says animals are. We want you to do a minimum one for each. Give us more, whatever you need. Research it, and then choose one of those animals and its habitat in the previous slide to answer the following. Your animal, the habitat, and where does the animal meet the need? How does the animal meet the needs of your chosen animal? Cool. Then have fun. Enjoy the rest of your day. I tell you what, as a little Easter egg, if you watched it to the end of this video, I want you to go over here, write a text box, and type in your teacher. So this is pretending I'm one of my students, Mr. Longhurst. Say something nice about your teacher, basically. I won't big note myself. I'm not my brother Phil, but I want you to write something nice about your teacher on the last slide. Cool? That's an Easter egg if you got down to the end of this video. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.